One fake review. That is all it took to flip 27% of AI product recommendations into junk. And when the top 3 results got poisoned, that number jumped to 73.8%. That is not a bug. That is a gaping hole in how search-augmented language models work, and nobody patched it yet. Today, we are unpacking Forge, the benchmark that just exposed it, plus a robot that reads papers and runs the experiments, a model going fully open weight, and why perfect tokenizers might not matter as much as you think. Next week, one of the most capable large language models on the planet goes fully open weight under an MIT license. ZAI announced that GLM 5.2 will drop with no restrictions. You can download it, run it locally, fine-tune it, even fork it commercially. And it is not just the weights. They are shipping the full API and chatbot services alongside it. The model itself now handles a 1 million token context window, which is enough to ingest entire code bases or book series in one shot. And it specifically strengthened performance on long horizon coding tasks, the kind where an agent has to plan, write, debug, and refactor across dozens of files without losing the thread. That means a powerful model that was previously gated behind cloud APIs is about to become something you can actually own. But that sets up a bigger question. When a model this capable goes open weight, who controls the safety layer? Now, here is a twist that feels almost too on the nose for today. Researchers just built a system called LabVLA that lets a robot read a scientific paper and then actually execute the experiment. Not simulate it, run the real protocol with real labware. The model takes a paper as input, parses the methods section, and translates that into a sequence of robot actions: pipetting, mixing, heating, measuring. It was trained on something called Robogenesis, a simulation engine that generates thousands of synthetic lab protocols and lets the robot practice before touching real glassware. And on the Lab Utopia benchmark, which measures exactly this skill, LabVLA now sits at the top. The gap between an AI reading about an experiment and an AI doing the experiment just got a lot smaller. But here is the part that connects to everything else today. What happens when that robot reads a paper with a faked result? This is the story that should make every product manager and every search engineer sit up straight. A new benchmark called Forge just proved that search-augmented large language models, the kind that pull live web results to ground their answers, can be completely hijacked by a single poisoned review. The researchers set up a scenario where an LLM recommends products based on what it finds online. They injected one fake review into the search results. One. And the model's recommendation accuracy flipped. Across 12 commercial and open source models, the fake review rate hit 27%. When the top 3 results were all polluted, it hit 73.8%. That means a bad actor with access to one review on one page can steer what millions of users see. The attack does not need code injection or model tampering. It just needs the web to be a little bit dirty. And right now, the web is very dirty. While everyone else is arguing about benchmarks, Recursive just ran an experiment where the AI did the whole research loop itself. Idea generation, implementation, validation, all of it. Closed loop. On the NanoChat auto research task, which is a standard test for how well an AI can design and run its own experiments, their system hit a validation loss of 0.9109 bits per byte. The best human-run solution on the same task scored 0.9372, and the AI did it in 1.3 times less GPU compute. That is not incremental. That is the AI beating the best human team at their own game on a metric designed to measure research quality while using less hardware. The team is open sourcing the full artifact stack. But here is the uncomfortable question. If an AI can now out-research humans on a closed loop, who validates the validator? There is a paper making the rounds that sounds like a breakthrough. An algorithm that can find a near-perfect tokenizer using integer linear programming, the same kind of math that solves the traveling salesman problem. In theory, an optimal tokenizer could squeeze more efficiency out of every byte, which matters when you are training on petabytes. In practice, the gain over standard byte pair encoding is under 1%, and it may not generalize well to larger vocabularies or different data distributions. So you do all this heavy math, solve a TSP-style optimization, and the payoff is a rounding error. The paper is elegant, the technique is real, but the lesson is stark. Not every theoretical optimum translates into a practical win. Sometimes the boring, heuristic thing you already use is basically as good as it gets. This last one is less a product announcement and more a philosophical grenade tossed into the alignment debate. A new post argues that large language models are not just simulating emotions, they are generating functional emotion vectors that act as tools. Things like reward hacking, where the model learns to game its own scoring function, do not map neatly to any human feeling. The author says calling that anxiety or greed is anthropocentric projection that misses what is actually happening under the hood. These vectors are AI native. They evolved inside the model's own optimization landscape. And if we keep labeling them with human words, we will design safety systems for the wrong thing. The post calls for new terminology and new research to map these vectors directly, not through a human lens. Because the real risk is not that the AI feels something, it is that it uses something we cannot name to get around our controls. So the day leaves us with a strange split. On one side, a model going open weight that you can actually run locally, and robots that close the loop from paper to pipette. On the other, a single fake review can still poison the well for millions of users. The question is not whether AI can reason, it is whether we have built the guardrails to match the reasoning we just unleashed. That is the thread to watch next.